Okay, folks, here's a quick review of the Frost Dagger Loki figure that was produced by Hasbro as a part of the Thor The Dark World line of products. I picked this up at Toys R Us for $9.99. Okay, so when I first got the figure out of its packaging, I liked its overall appearance. This looks to be an update of the Loki figures from the previous Thor movie line, although it does look to be a bit bulkier than those Loki figures were. Facially, it's not a great resemblance to Tom Hiddleston, the actor who portrayed Loki, but it still looks okay just the same. Alright, paint apps on the figure were done pretty well for the most part. There was minor paint slop on his left forearm gauntlet, as well as on his left hand. His nose had a bit of paint rubbed off underneath it, and there was paint slop on his left ear. Loki's articulation joints were a bit of a mixed bag. Now, in spite of the longer hair on this figure, I had no problem in moving the neck, shoulders, or elbows. Oddly enough, there was no wrist articulation to be found on this figure. The hip articulation was very stiff, but it is beginning to slowly free up. However, the hip movement is restricted due to the uniform tunic. The right knee joint was very loose, and the left knee joint was frozen, and I'm still having problems moving it. There was no ankle articulation to be found on this figure either. So let me pause here, zoom in, and I'll give you a closer look as to what Frost Dagger Loki looks like. Okay. Alright, Frost Dagger Loki comes with 3 accessories, so let me pan down real quick and I'll show you what they are. The figure stand that you see him standing on was not included in the package and was purchased by me separately. Okay, first up, here are 2 of his daggers, and these look like the daggers that came with both of the Loki figures in the previous Thor movie line. The only difference that I could find with these was in the coloration of these accessories. Okay, and finally, here's another dagger, and as you can see, this has nice detailing on it, but it appears to be made of rubber. It's very flimsy, and he doesn't appear to hold on to this knife very well, and it's also quite small, so be careful not to accidentally lose it. So let me pause here real quick, and I'm going to show you just how flimsy this accessory is. See how bendable it is? I just don't like that. But anyway, here's the other dagger that comes with this figure. I'll let you have a look at that one more time. Alright, back to the figure itself. Oh yes, I forgot to mention that on a side note, I did notice that the left fist is closed and sealed on this figure. So that means he can only hold on to one accessory at a time. And to be honest, that was a bit of a disappointment for me. But anyway, continuing on with this review, what I'll do now is a quick 360 of Frost Dagger Loki for you, and let you see what he looks like from all sides. Okay. So overall, I think this figure is it's okay. It is a nice looking rendition of Loki, but as I discovered, this figure does have some limitations. I don't like that the left fist is closed and sealed. I also don't like that one of the knives is made of a very flimsy rubber, as you saw earlier on in the review. Facially, it's not a great resemblance of Tom Hiddleston. So when you add up all these bad things that I discovered about this figure, I think that the Frost Dagger Loki figure, it deserves a fair to good recommendation. It is a great looking figure, but it does have a lot of limitations as far as posing options. So keep that in mind if you decide to purchase this figure for your collection. Okay, so on that note, take care and stay tuned for my next review. Have a good one.